At this point, we would like to invite the Executive Director, Convention on Business Integrity. His name is Mr. Soji Apampa, to make his statement.
Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. The National Secretary of Public Complaints Commission, the Director of Investigation, and other senior members of the management, ladies and gentlemen of the media, although we hear they're only gentlemen of the press. It gives us great pleasure to be here today. I hope you've received a copy of the background information, as I will not be repeating that stuff in my speech. The background to the relationship between the Convention on Business Integrity, which is representing business action against corruption, and the Public Complaints Commission. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to present to you today the I Tell For You independent public feedback mechanism developed by Business Action Against Corruption in collaboration with the Public Complaints Commission. The system is to be operated independent of, but in collaboration with, government for two reasons. One, over 70% of respondents in a survey of 1,005 Nigerians across Port Harcourt, Kano, Abuja, and Lagos claim that they do not use existing feedback mechanisms because of a fear of retribution, and secondly, because they don't believe that anything will be done about their complaints. This independent system addresses both issues because it is possible to make anonymous reports, and you can make a report from the safety of your own home, and you can follow up the process through which your complaints are being handled. The need for effective public feedback mechanisms cannot be overstated. Chapter 2 of Nigeria's 1979 Constitution states very clearly that sovereignty belongs to the people, from whom government derives its authority through the Constitution. It also states that the security and welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. These statements and many more in that chapter of the Constitution, sadly, cannot be contested in a court of law, as they are non-justiciable. The most relevant parts of the Constitution for the welfare and security of ordinary citizens mean nothing without an ombudsman. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Public Complaints Commission is an ombudsman set up for the purpose of redressing various kinds of injustice, such as the ones envisaged by Chapter 2 of the Nigerian Constitution. Without improving the capacity of the Public Complaints Commission to handle complaints effectively, the security and welfare of Nigerians will continue to be left to the whims and caprices of public office holders with little opportunity for redress. The same goes for the private sector. Most companies perceive themselves first and foremost to be self-regulatory entities, and therefore harbor a measure of resentment towards any move to increase and make more effective government supervision and regulation. But we know that self-regulation requires the presence of three things acting together: a set of standards by which to judge actual or anticipated behavior, an underlying motivating force that aligns the company with goals consistent with compliance objectives, and finally, something that induces the desire to further some goals and avoid others. In other words, consequences. In a zone of weak governance like Nigeria, one or more of these factors is weak, and an effective ombudsman is needed. The Securities and Exchange Commission and the Corporate Affairs Commission, in their Code of Corporate Governance, insist that all public companies must put in place a credible whistleblower system, including hotlines, to improve public vigilance over governance arrangements made by companies. The system being unveiled today will complement the effort of companies and regulatory agencies to protect investors and consumers in Nigeria. As a starting point, we have worked with the Public Complaints Commission to improve the quality and comprehensiveness of their reporting, as they have been doing a lot of good work which most Nigerians know very little about. Having developed a set of templates with them, and for this I will give credit to the work that was done by a coalition of civil society actors under the auspices of the Open Society Justice Initiative. Having developed a set of templates with them and produced the 2009 annual report as an example, we are very proud to say that this effort has been replicated by the Public Complaints Commission itself, and with minimal support, they have produced their 2010 annual report, and for this we commend the National Secretary, Mr. Eten Otu, and his team very highly indeed.